Well, Indiana would require all nursing homes to allow at least some limited visitation for their residents, even during a pandemic, under legislation unanimously approved by a Senate committee this week. The bill proposes creation of an essential family caregiver program. Under the measure, a person could only be designated an essential family caregiver if they regularly engaged with the nursing home resident at least 2 times a week before any lockdown order. Indiana nursing homes cut off visitation during the pandemic, leaving many Hoosiers isolated from their families.
It is too late for my mom, but you can make a difference in the lives of thousands of people by requiring essential family caregivers access into the homes where their loved ones are waiting.
The legislation also requires nursing homes to allow family members and clergy to visit residents in compassionate care situations, even during lockdowns. Well, nursing homes have been a major issue during the pandemic, accounting for about half of Indiana COVID-19 deaths. Dr. Kathleen Unroe, the center scientist for the Indiana University Center for Aging Research, joins us now. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being here. You know, the bill we mentioned earlier would require a visitation program, but there's not much the state could do if a facility decides not to designate an individual as essential. So what would a family member have to do to ensure visitation?
So I am not familiar with the legislation itself, but we already have policy on the books through regulation through our Department of Health regarding essential family caregivers. And what that policy states is this is for family members or other supportive caregivers of nursing home or assisted facility living residents who would come into a facility and provide care and support. It could be helping set up meals, could be helping with grooming, it could be helping with just companionship, and would come in once to twice a week at least for up to 2 hours at a time. So we are actually one of only about a dozen states that already has regulation around essential family caregiver programs like this. Prior to the pandemic, when not just Indiana, but nationally, on March 12th, all nursing homes had to close their doors. We didn't need legislation like this, I don't think. You know, nursing homes were much more open for people to come in and out of.
So is there any evidence family visitation contributed to the surges that we saw earlier this spring and summer in these long care facilities?
There's absolutely no evidence. In fact, Indiana has allowed a bit more visitation than other states, but still, as you can hear by the anguish in the person's voice who spoke, it has still been very limited. So no, there's no evidence that the visitation that has occurred has contributed to spread.
And Doctor, we just have a few seconds. What can we take away from this pandemic with nursing homes?
People in nursing homes were already isolated from the community. The pandemic has made that 1,000 times worse. We have a lot of making up to do. After vaccination, I hope that we'll be able to see much more opening up of nursing facilities. Nursing home residents and their families do need to be reconnected.
All right, Doctor, thank you very much for being with us today.
Absolutely.